feel like I'm blocking a lot of things. I feel like I am very good at manifesting negative things, and they happen very quickly when I think of them. And it seems like the days that I am working the hardest, or even starting out on the highest flying disc that I know of, it still ends up pretty bad, or I still manifest things that are very negative. And I want to get clarity on this, and I want to know what I'm doing to pinch myself off.
Well, it's logical that if there is something that has some momentum going, that the momentum might play out. We've been saying for a while, to try to get you to relax and have a little fun with it, that it's like sometimes you have fallen out of an airplane with no parachute and you want to know, what should I do now? And we say, don't worry, it'll be over soon. Because sometimes it just has to play itself out, but you can hit the ground running, you really can. So we talked earlier today about getting out ahead of it, and that really is where your power is. The difficulty is that if there's something negative that you have your attention on, then you're producing more momentum for more negativity. And a good analogy, we know that you know this, and perhaps it is not necessary for us to compound the problem with an example about the problem, but this can be helpful. Imagine that you are moving forward, and from your mouth is spewing a sort of mist that is causing a fog, a red, inky mist that is making it difficult for you to see and experience things. But you just keep spewing the mist, and so you keep having that experience. And if you just stop spewing it, in a little while the mist will dissipate, not instantaneously. But it's hard to stop spewing the mist, because while you're in the middle of the unwanted mist, you're usually talking about the mist you're in, which just causes you to spew more of it, which you're then talking about, and so it never quite gets cleared up. And then you meet those people who remember the mist, who, even though you've kind of cleared it up and aren't thinking about it, they're remembering it because it hasn't quite dissipated all the way. And so it really is more about that. But bit by bit, you can get into a different place. And here's the easiest way to do that. When you sleep at night, that mist stops. You aren't spewing it while you're sleeping, because your consciousness leaves your physical apparatus, just like when you make your final transition, when you have what you call your death experience. When you sleep, your consciousness is not having a point of attraction. So that's a really good time for that mist to clear up. And when you wake up in the morning, if you don't start spewing it again already, then this day is going to have less of that attraction power than the day before. And the next day, less still. And the next day, less still, until it really does not take long. But it takes some understanding of what's causing the mist, and some willingness, or maybe even discipline, to focus on things that feel better. It's not easy to have something that's happening, or someone that's after you, or something. It's not easy not to react. It's a normal response to react. If something's coming at you, you sort of want to defend yourself. But you have to get out of that defensive place, which means you have to be focused upon other things. And you can't focus upon negative things and positive things at the same time, or bad feeling things or good feeling things at the same time. Just stop being hard on yourself about the contrasts that you experience. Look for the benefit in it. Here's something really good to say. Even if you're experiencing something really not wanted, say to yourself, since things are always working out for me, there must be value in this. And then look for it. Look for the value. We know that sounds good. Is it practical enough for you to apply it?
Yes, absolutely. And I've wanted to adopt that very thinking. And when good things do happen, I like to acknowledge them. I say, hey, well, at least I'm doing something right. I must be thinking in the right way. I'm attracting this right way. And it almost seems immediately that that's when it changes. Goes right back to the opposite way.
Well, a desire has two ends on the stick. There's what's wanted on one end of it and the absence of what's wanted on the other. So maybe sometimes when things are going well, it does make you think about the other end of the stick. But that will happen less and less. It just happens less and less. You can't miss this, knowing what you now know, and where you now stand in relationship to what you know, there's no way that the unwanted will not continue to dissipate. It will. It must continue to dissipate. Anything else would be illogical. We want you to just relax in this and not get too upset with yourself. Esther does that sometimes too. She'll say, I should know better. And we say, what about sometimes traveling through an unpleasant neighborhood or environment on your way to a beautiful park? Sometimes those unwanted things are just causing you to ask with stronger clarity about what you do want. It's all part of it. And you didn't come into this physical experience intended by yourself or anyone else to figure out how to be perfect and get it just right all the time. That's why we say you never get it wrong and it's never finished. And the reason that you can't get it wrong is because it's never finished. So you just, from where you are, you keep getting out ahead of it again and getting out ahead of it again and getting out ahead of it again.